So on your worksheet, you should see a diagram that looks something like this. This is known as a cladogram. This is an evolutionary tree, and what it allows us to do is determine and demonstrate the evolutionary relationships among different species. And so you'll notice here, I've already got filled out for you Homo sapiens. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the other species at the ends of the branches. And the way that we read this type of tree is that when branches are connected like this, that means that those two species are closely related to each other. And the higher up on the tree that connection is, the more closely related those two species are. And we fill this out by comparing similarities among these different species. So if you notice here, I have a box that says large brain. And inside of this box, we have Homo sapiens. While we were doing our activity and filling out the data table, you may have noticed that there's another species that also has a relatively large brain. And so that species is going to go over here on the tree. So the species in this box also fall into this larger box, indicating that they are both bipedal. And so on your data sheet, I want you to check and see if you have another species besides for the two that we've got here, a third species that is also bipedal. And we're going to put that individual right over here. And then our final species is going to go out on this branch here. So the way that we would read this tree is that we can see that all of the species on this tree belong to a group of animals called primates. But only 3 of these species of primates are bipedal, or walk on 2 legs. And out of those 3, only 2 are primates, are bipedal, and have a large brain. And so because the species that we're going to put on this branch out here has the most in common with Homo sapiens, we would say that these 2 species are more closely related to each other than they are to any of the other species that we looked at. Well, that concludes our lesson on human evolution. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something valuable. And if you're ever around at the American Museum of Natural History and you find yourself in the Hall of Human Origins, please stop by our lab. We'd love to meet you in person. Thank you.